And now we've got Ken Little, who's going to perform for you his act that won the Downey Cup competition for the Best Cabaret Act. Ken has had considerable success with this act elsewhere, so a big warm welcome for Ken Little.
Hello everybody, I've just had a bit of a problem in town actually. I was down outside the Europa Hotel, because that's where I'm staying this week, outside the Europa Hotel. And it was raining cats and dogs. The road was covered in poodles. And this chap came up and he said, "Hello, Fred." I said, "Hello, Henry." He said, "My name's not Henry." I said, "My name's not Fred." And we looked, and sure enough, it was neither of us. It was my old friend George, the only person in Belfast who's never had a hangover. He's never been sober enough. I said, "You're not looking very well, George." He said, "No." He said, "I saw a magician last night." I said, "Well, he can't have been that bad." He said, "No, it was wonderful. He did this trick. He took some of these things, cards. Magicians use them. They disappear and they appear all over the place. He said he took them into his hand. This is the hand. Looks like a pound of bananas. He said he counted them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I said, "Well, George, anyone can do that." He said, "Yeah, but then he threw away 3 cards like that." And he counted them again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How did he do that? I said, "You mean he threw away 1, 2, 3, and he still had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? He said, "Yes." He took 3 cards and he threw 1, 2, 3 away like that, and he counted them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How did he do it? I said, "Well, George, I once heard of a card trick where you took 3 cards, you threw away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you still had 3 left. But I've never heard of the card trick where you take 6 cards, you throw away 1, 2, 3, and you still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards left. If you want my opinion, it just can't be done." Thank you, Mother. This is a trick called the disappearing handkerchief. It's a piece of a silk handkerchief, and it goes into the hand, and it's going to disappear before your very eyes, like that. And the handkerchief, no, I did not, it's still there. No, I wouldn't do that. The handkerchief goes into the hand, took it into the hand like this. The handkerchief's going to disappear. It does not go up my sleeve. That handkerchief will disappear before your very eyes. Here it goes. We say, "Alnigo barontigo fosficofonio." It's gone. It's changed into an egg. Don't applaud at this stage. It sounds like sympathy. Actually, it's a wooden egg. It was laid by a wood pigeon. The egg, you see, you hold it inside your hand like that. Now, magicians call this a technical term, actually. They call this holding an egg inside your hand. You hold the egg inside your hand. Now then you take the handkerchief, you tuck it into your hand. Actually, when you're tucking it into your hand, you're tucking it into the wooden egg. Now when it's tucked right down like that into the egg, then you hold the egg up, and everyone thinks the handkerchief is changed into an egg. But of course you don't hold it like that. You turn it around the other way with the hole at the back. And if you do this for about 10 years, you'll be surprised how many people think that that is a real egg. Thank you. 96 years ago, there was a shop in Belfast called the Magic Box, 1905. When I was a little boy, I went out to the Magic Box. In the window there a set of rings. Opposite to the Magic Box there was a shop called Kavanagh. "I buy anything" was his motto. And in his window he had a violin. And I thought, if I buy that violin one day, I'll be able to play a concerto. I didn't buy the violin, I bought the rings. And that's the reason that I call this trick the Concerto of the Rings. There are 6 of them actually. They're made of steel. I know they're steel, because I stole them. That one was made as a wedding ring for an elephant. They're all separate at the moment. So the idea of this trick is that if you take 2 of these rings, so you can see they're just steel ring. The idea is if you hold them together like that, and say gilly gilly, they join together, you see. That one joins this one, and at exactly the same time, this one joins that one. They really are joined. There's no magnetism, there's no hypnotism, no rheumatism. They're joined, and they come apart as easy as that. They're solid at the top, solid at the bottom, and yet just by magic they join together as one, and they come apart just as easily. People say to me, can I examine those rings? And I say, of course you can. There's one apart, two apart, and that one's called Napoleon Bonaparte. Examine those. They're just, oh, they're joined together. Would you like to examine those three rings? Make sure they're solid. Now these three, there's 1, 2, 3 rings apart. These two, if you give them a little rub like that, they join. This is the greedy member of the family. This one wants to join both the other ones. And it's 3 rings. And the children call this Mickey Mouse. Or a chain of 3. 3 rings. Or again, it's a chain of 3. That one's joined to the middle one. Solid. That one's joined to the middle one. Solid. Would you hold the middle one, please? Just make sure it's not joined to anything at all. This solid, is that a solid ring?
That's a solid ring.
That is a solid ring. Are those 3 solid?
They are.
There are the other 2 solid rings. 4 rings here examined. Solid the whole way around. And yet this one goes through the top one, through the middle one, to the bottom, and it's 4 rings together, solidly joined 3 times. Once, twice, 3 times, and a body head in the middle. They're joined 3 times. No, they're joined 18 times. 18 joins not enough. Now they're joined 32 times. As solidly bonded as if welded in Holland and Wolf, except that they stay welded. Now it's 2 rings joined to 2 rings. This one goes through the top one, through the middle one, to the end, and it's 4 rings. Are they solid?
They're solid.
Let me have one. That's a solid ring. And you examine the rest through the top one, through the middle one, to the end, and it's 5 rings together, ready for the Olympic Games. 5 rings together, and 1 is 6. A moment ago, all separate, and yet now all 6 rings joined as one. Now it's 5 rings linked on 1 ring. I used to finish by doing that. Then one day a lady said to me, that's a trick ring. I said, no, you can examine it. It's a solid ring. No little openings, no little joints. Tell you what I'll do, I'll put it back on again. Now I'll show you a little unique miracle. That ring is going to go through that one there in slow motion on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Maybe I did it a little bit too quickly. I did it slowly this time. 1, 2, 3. There's another 2 rings off. 2 rings off and 3 to go. Now the miracle. Abracadabra. 3 rings off. They were joined together a moment ago. Separate. 3 joined at the top and joined at the bottom. But we say gilly gilly, that one comes off. We say hey presto, and that one comes off. And we're left as we started with 1 ring, 2 rings, 3 rings, 4 apart, 5 apart, and 6 apart. Now it's time to meet apart. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Ken. And now, gentlemen, on with the rest of the evening.